What's going on, world? I'm Nour Solomon from We Are Masterminds, and today we're here to talk about how to accumulate wealth. Now, I know I usually talk about the law of attraction and how to attract and will prosperity and wealth into your life, but not today. We're talking about the physicalities of how to accumulate wealth. But first, we need to find out exactly what are the best ways to actually earn income and create wealth in your life. You have to understand the three different ways and three different earners that there are in this world. Now, the first type of earner is 95% of the people in the world. They believe that time equates with the amount of money that you make. They believe the more time you put in, the more money you get out. You get paid by the hour, right? Wrong. Time is the most finite, valuable resource on this earth. You cannot put a price on time. You cannot put a value on time. Your time runs out and it's priceless. Nobody can give you any type of money for your time. So that thought process, you need to delete it out of your program because it's wrong. Very ineffective. You cannot accumulate wealth that way. Second type of earner, pretty effective. 4% of the people in the world actually create a living off of this, and that is investors. Investing your money into businesses, into stocks, into bonds, into land, into property to create a good living. This takes knowledge, this takes strategy, and it takes tremendous understanding in order to make a living off of investments. So I would suggest you either learn yourself or hire somebody that actually understands and is knowledgeable in these particular fields. Okay? Third type of earner. This is part of the 1% of the world. And they actually make 97% of the wealth in the world. Imagine that. These are the elitists. 1% of people make 97% of all the wealth and all the money in the world. Why do you think that is? Because it is the most effective, easiest way to accumulate wealth. And that is multiple sources of passive income. MSPI. Multiple sources of passive income. How do we do that? You need to be creative and to create multiple ways to earn a living. Diversification, okay? Maybe a little investments. Creating your own business. Running an online business. You can be somebody that's going out there with your own lawn company. You're cutting and mowing on lawns, but you're still actually running your own online business. Maybe teaching other people how to create their own business or how to create their own lawn service. And at the same time, you're investing. You have rental properties. So while the rental properties are coming in because they're paying you rent every month, and you're going around, you're cutting all the grass, and you have people working for you, cutting grass, bringing that income in every month. And then you have a service or a course online of how to create your own lawn service company. And people are actually paying you to learn how to do this so they can create their own massive wealth. That income's coming in. And it's all passive income. Because the people are cutting your lawns are working for you. The renters are paying you and working for you. And then, of course, people paying those online courses that you've already put on the internet. You already got going. It's already digitized. And that income is coming to you. 3 different sources of income. Multiple sources of passive income. It creates a residual income for you where you don't have to work as much. And as you branch out and you create more and more wealth, you create more and more opportunities for businesses. That's how you accumulate wealth. That is how the elitists accumulate wealth. Jay-Z, for instance, he started off With Rockefeller, he had Reasonable Doubt. He created that album. He branched off, created his own record company. Once he created his own record company, he created his own clothing, Rockaware. So now you have music that he's put out. You have a record label where he started actually getting artists and hiring artists like Memphis Bleak and creating income off of their sales. Then you have Rockaware. Now people are wearing your clothing. Now you have the clothing income coming in. Then what else did he do? He bought a piece of what? The NBA franchise, the Brooklyn Nets. Now you have NBA money coming in. Then what do? You create something like Tidal, a musical streaming service to go against Apple Music. Now that income's coming in. Now, those are multiple sources of income coming in, and they all do it. All the wealthiest people in the world have multiple sources of passive income. And that is how you accumulate wealth. Now, I know you probably are saying, Nour, I understand that. That's all good. Now you have an understanding of how the top earners earn and accumulate wealth. But I know you're saying, okay, I'm still in the place where I'm at. I'm still in the position I'm in at the particular job that I'm at. How do I go into create my own business? That takes time. That takes thought. That takes planning. But you can change your situation at this particular moment once you have a better understanding of the work environment that you're in. People think, like I said, that you get paid off of the time you put in. That is incorrect. You get paid off of the value that you provide, the value of who you are, the value of your product or service. Two different types of values, the value of you and the value of your product or service, if you have any. You may not have a product or service at this time. It might just be your value, but you get paid off the value that you are to the marketplace. What is the marketplace? The marketplace is reality. The marketplace is the value you are to the world. The more you work on your craft, the more you work on yourself, the more value you add to yourself. In the position you're at right now, how do you add value to yourself? One way to add value to yourself is that you work on your attitude. Always have a positive attitude. Always come to work prepared. Always come to work ready. Always come to work with a strong mindset that you're going to accomplish whatever you're looking to accomplish that day. That attitude emanates to others. It makes people notice you because you're never complaining. You're never worried. And you're always steadfast in doing your job. Another way to add value to yourself. Read. You must read all the books you can. Every book possible that you can read, read it. Because what you do is you add knowledge to yourself, which creates value for yourself because you learn how to do other things. You learn more information of how to do other things, which becomes a service that you can provide for others. Now, when you read, you must not take everything that you read at face value. You need to pick and choose which things actually work best for you out of the things that you find. Pick and choose what knowledge you actually apply to your life. It adds value to you to add value to the workplace. Example, you're working, let's say, in a warehouse. 90% of people are just used to picking up boxes, moving things around, working in the warehouse. But what if you decided to do something a little bit different? What if you decided to maybe study exactly the psychology behind how to get people's attention to want to buy things off the shelves? What's the proper way to actually place different things in different cans in a grocery store? And while you're working in the warehouse, you take that knowledge and you take the boxes from the back and you go to stock them on the shelves and you place everything the way it needs to be placed, and they realize that their sales actually go up. And they watch you and start realizing he has some knowledge or some understanding about the psychology of the customer, how to get their attention to actually purchase the products that we have. Now, you wouldn't have known that if you hadn't read that book, but all of a sudden you receive a promotion. So instead of actually working in the back in the warehouse and doing stocking, now all of a sudden you're managing the people who are working in the warehouse and doing the stocking, because you understand exactly how the customer thinks. You added value to yourself. Therefore, they gave you more money because you're more valuable to the marketplace. See, when you can continue to work on yourself, you make yourself invaluable. When somebody can't work without you, then the value of yourself just goes out the roof, where they can't afford to lose you. See, the more you add to your value, the more you leave behind everybody else. Therefore, they must pay you more. Why does LeBron James make so much money? Because you're going to be hard pressed to find somebody that can jump as high, understands the plays and understands the defenses and the offenses behind, and understands the game of basketball and can shoot as well as him and can dribble as well as him in the world. So if you can't find anybody that can do what this man can do, that understands the game like he understands the game because he studied it, that understands other players like he understands other players, that can win like he can win, you got to give him more money because he's invaluable. He's priceless. So you got to give him as much as possible to make sure that he stays with you. He might just quit. He might say, I got enough money. But the more money you give him, you probably be able to keep him. Value is what keeps you at the top of your game. And keeping and learning more and more knowledge and gaining more skill sets and teaching yourself more things adds value to you. Philosophy is going to add more value to your workplace. When you use the universal laws and the law of attraction and the things that we talk about, it affects, like I said, your attitude, but it also affects how you work. When you continue to work and you can't be deterred and you don't change your thought process as far as if somebody else is doing something or if times are getting hard, you continuously do what you know to do and provide the best service that you can. That is valuable because others don't do it. You're the most positive. You're the hardest working. You're the most knowledgeable. You're the best as far as in that trade or the best in that skill set. Therefore, your income has to increase because you're too valuable to the marketplace. The more value you add to the world, the more you have to be compensated. Now, if you're in a position where you're not being compensated for your value and you know this to be a fact, then that just means you can do two things. One, add more value to yourself, which you should consistently and continue to do on a day-to-day basis. Or two, change your environment. Nobody's holding you or keeping you anywhere. You can always change your situation because somebody out there will see your value. How to accumulate wealth. Continue to add value to yourself, thus making you more valuable to the marketplace. And last, once you gain all that value and you gain all the knowledge, all the understanding, all the good philosophies, all the different skill sets, create multiple sources of passive income and watch your money grow and watch your life change. Nour Nation, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys leave a comment down there with Nour Nation in your email to qualify for the 500 subscriber giveaway. And make sure you buy the new book out, MasterMind, The Art of Manifesting Your Dreams into Reality, by me, yours truly. And make sure you go check out my MasterMind apparel on my website, www.NourSolomon.com. Once again, appreciate y'all. I'm Nour Solomon from We Are Masterminds, and we believe in you. Peace and light.